Hi guys, it's Pavi back with another video. Today I just really wanted to do a quick video on Simona Halep. Obviously, just a few days ago, Simona Halep announced that she was retiring from tennis at the age of just 33. And just wanted to kind of say a few words about it, really. I was quite shocked with the announcement. I know that she's been struggling with a knee injury, and she said coming into this event in Romania that she was struggling with that knee, and it made her withdraw from the qualifying of the Australian Open, and she'd not been playing much recently. So obviously she said that knee injury was just proving too problematic for her, and unfortunately she retired. A phenomenal player, you know, will be Romania's greatest ever tennis players, I would say. Former world number one, a two-time Grand Slam winner, winning plenty of other events, Masters, 500, 250, you name it. Simona Halep was there or thereabouts. She kind of spent most of her career as a professional in the top five. So, you know, she made a lot of semis, made a lot of finals, was a phenomenal player. And, you know, for me, her strongest surface was the clay. So it was no surprise that her first Grand Slam was the French Open. But she showed her adaptability and being able to translate her skills onto grass. And it's quite a big transition to make. But she won the Wimbledon final in 2019. She was a big outsider to beat Serena Williams, but played one of the best kind of matches that I've seen Simona Halep ever play, and beat Serena comfortably in 2 sets. And you know, that was you know, on the court and off the court. You know, we know that she had a few issues in 2022. She obviously was married. She was married to a Romanian billionaire. Unfortunately, that didn't work out for Simona. They only were married for about a year before they went through a divorce. She had a change of coaching. Obviously, she left long-term coach Darren Cahill and Patrick Mouratoglou took over in 2022. And, you know, I kind of felt that she was overcoming those kind of problems. She had an operation on her nose. She was having difficulty breathing, but she came back in the summer of 2022. She made semis of Wimbledon, which was a great achievement. She lost to Rybakina, who went on to win the title that year. And then she kind of went on to the US swing, and she won the Canadian Masters. She beat Coco Gauff. She beat Jessica Pegula. It almost felt that she was back playing her best tennis at the age of 29. And it was really great to see, because, you know, I could see the stress that Simona had gone through in the months before with what was happening off court. So it was great to see her back playing probably back as good as she's ever played. And then bang, you know, she was hit with a suspension. She failed a drug test in the next tournament. I believe it was Indian Wells. You know, another Indian Wells event where they found a player fail a drug test. Obviously, that's where Jannik Sinner failed his test as well. But this time the ITIA decided to act differently, and they decided to suspend her almost immediately. And not only did they suspend her, they felt that Simona Halep, because she had some irregularities, is that the word? Well, you know what I mean. With her biological passport, and they felt that she was actually doping intentionally. Now, I was shocked at the time, and, you know, different to kind of how I have been with Jannik Sinner and Igor Swiatek, in that, you know, I followed Simona's career, and she'd spoken so passionately many times about how much she was against doping in sports, and was almost like an advocate to say, you know, it's important to have a clean sport. So I was really surprised. And me being, you know, someone that doesn't always take things for face value, I did some of my own investigation. I looked at all of the reports at the time at the ITIA. I looked at what was happening with Simona and her background. You know, she just got divorced to a very powerful individual in Romania. And ultimately, I just didn't think it made sense. And I said that at the time, that I didn't feel that this was done intentionally by Simona. And I didn't agree with the ITIA thinking that she had done it intentionally. But she was suspended from the sport, and Simona from day one kind of was very vocal in saying that she was innocent, and she was going to fight and do whatever it takes for her to clear her name, and in the end she did. She took the case to the Court Arbitration of Sport. However, and luckily for Simona Halep, at this point she had already been suspended from the sport for 18 months. Now, when you're 29, as a female, you normally say, well, you come to your end of your career, probably mid-30s. That was not an ideal time to take out 18 months of your life. But what it transpired was that when she took it to the Court Arbitration of Sport, they actually agreed with Simona Halep and her legal team to say, actually, yeah, she didn't intentionally take this dope at all, and the irregularities in her biological passport was caused due to the operation that she had and some other kind of reasons that had nothing to do with the fact that she was intentionally doping. So they reduced the ban for 9 months to say, well, it was still you that took the supplements. It was a supplement that she took that was contaminated. So it is very, very similar to the case of Igor Swiatek's just been, because she was taking a sleeping supplement, melatonin, which was apparently contaminated with TMZ, which is a performance enhancing substance. But she was just suspended for 1 month. So look at the differences. They didn't announce it immediately, so she was allowed to keep on playing. She had a ban for 1 month. She was allowed to take 2 weeks of that in the off-season so she could play the World Tour Finals and the Billie Jean Cup. So just look at the differences in how they were treated. Simona Halep was, was made public almost on day one. They said that she was intentionally doping. She actually served 9 months longer than she should have done. So, treated abysmally if you can compare to kind of how Swiatek and Sinner have been treated, by the ITIA, completely opposite. And some people say, well, if you're so against anti-drugs, why were you supporting Simona Halep and why are you not supporting Jannik Sinner and Igor Swiatek? I mean, I believe in retribution. Swiatek, and Sinner barely have had any punishment at all. So there's no retribution. They've not really been punished for the crime. Simona Halep, on the other hand, did more than what she should have done. She should have had a 9-month ban for being negligent, for not checking the supplement that she was taking. And some of this blame comes down to Patrick Mouratoglou, who's openly admitted that he was the one who wanted to change some of the supplements that she was on at the moment, just to try and give her a different outlook. And obviously he wasn't, I don't think he was to blame. Some people blame him, but they've gone to a new manufacturer and obviously I believe Simona is now in the process of suing that manufacturer. And there was some contamination of a banned substance, and that's why Simona Halep was banned. But she served double the time. So yes, I've got sympathy for them. I believe in people, if they do a crime and they serve their time, they should be welcomed back to the community, and and hopefully they learn from it. So that's why I was a lot more supportive of Simona Halep. And ultimately, it's really sad, really, because it kind of, she's had to fight for nearly 18 months. She's often talked about the turmoil that she's had to go through and the mental anguish, and that takes your toll on you physically as well as mentally. And when Simona did eventually come back after 18 months, she came back last year, she was picking up injuries because she hadn't played competitive sport for 18 months. Now, when you're turning 30, 31, that becomes an issue. And her body probably also, with the anguish and mental strain that she suffered, took a hit as a result. And I think that is attributed to her early retirement. So in that aspect, I'm very, 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 very sad for her. But on the other side, Simona's come out and said, look, she's happy with the decision. She lives a very active and fun and happy life now. So she's looking forward to the next chapter in her life. So good for her. I think, one thing that I will miss most about Simona Halep is her smiles. You know, she played with a smile. I've seen her at so many tournaments over the years where she would sign so many autographs for fans. She would do selfies with fans. She would talk to her fans. You know, she was one of these players that was a superstar. I think probably one of the biggest superstars in Romania. But she always seemed to me as coming across as humble. And, you know, she always took time with her fans. And I think that's really, really important in tennis, especially when you're a high profile. You get some kind of players that, you know, the stardom kind of gets to them. They get an ego, or they're protected by teams that won't let fans get near to them, and they become almost monotonous, like a machine, and they don't even, you know, look or give eye contact to fans when they, you know, give autographs or take pictures. And Simona wasn't that person. You know, she was very warm, very kind, always smiling. You know, she was a fierce competitor on court, but she always played fairly and played with a smile. So yeah, I just really wanted to do a little bit of a tribute for her. She's going to be missed from the sport. You know, what really happened, I don't know. You know, obviously with the contamination, you know, that I think is the fault of the manufacturer. And as I said, I did read that Simona was in the process of suing that company for making the mistake. You know, it wasn't something that Simona did intentionally. So yeah, absolutely, she should be in the Hall of Fame. You know, I heard Mark Petchey in the Tennis Channel saying, "Oh, we're not sure if she should be the Hall of Famer." The same Mark Petchey that doesn't think Jannik Sinner should be suspended, thinks, oh, it was an innocent mistake, and, you know, we shouldn't be talking about the case. With Simona Halep, she was proved not to be taken intentional doping, and she was still served a ban for 18 months. But he has a question mark over there. It's the hypocrisy that I don't like, and the double standard, and it's something that I will always speak up against. And I know people you know, will call me toxic, or will try and silence me and censor me, but I'm always going to speak up against injustices in tennis, and that one, and the treatment of Simona Halep in comparison to Iga Swiatek and Jannik Sinner is a great example of that. So yeah, so I'm going to finish it there. Just a quick video, a quick tribute. Simona Halep, I really wish you all the very, very best. You were a credit to tennis. You know, whoever votes for you to be in the Hall of Fame must do. You're an absolute superstar in Romania, but the world as well. World number one. You spent most of your career in the top 5. Winner of 2 Grand Slams. You know, winner of countless titles and other accolades. And wishing you a very, very happy retirement. Wishing you all the best. And yeah, I will certainly, my legacy of you will be a phenomenal player, someone who kind of fought really hard, a great mover, you know, not the biggest serve, but made up with that, with the speed that she kind of covered across the court, her angles, her agility, you know, you name it. She had every shot in the book, and she's had an amazing career. So Simona Halep, wishing you all the very, very best, and thank you for giving us so much joy as tennis fans over the many years. You've been a credit to the sport, and you know, you will always be known to be in history as a phenomenal player. Okay, so that was my tribute to Simona Halep. I hope all of you are having a good day. Remember that I'm on YouTube now, so if you can subscribe, Pavi G. You can find me on there. Like, share, subscribe, do what you need to do, and I'll keep you able to getting these videos out and talking about things that established tennis media won't ever talk about. Okay, see you guys all soon. Take care. God bless. Bye.